G'day, welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to try and hide some old body mount holes on this body I've got here. If you saw my second to last video, up there somewhere, I put some magnetic body mounts onto a Tamiya Carmen gear body. And anyway, Glenn from Tamiya Legends, g'day Glenn, he asked me, you know, have I got any ideas on filling holes on, you know, because a lot of newer bodies come with the holes pre-drilled, so you're kind of stuck if you want to use the magnetic body mounts with no post holes, with no posts. You're still left with a hole. Anyway, I thought I'll give it a go. So I thought I'd try this old body first, and as you can see, it's already got a couple of holes at each end. The window's going to be a bit tricky. I think about all I can do is fill those holes up and put a sticker over it. But for the front, I'm hoping I can put a bit of tape on the outside. I've got some thick tape here that should stay straight when I put it on the top. So the idea is I'll put the tape on the top over the hole and then fill it with a bit of shoe goo. And then, hopefully, once it's all dry, I can paint it black and off we go. So what the plan is, take a sheet of tape, stick it on, but before I stick it on, I'll run a little bit of the old petroleum jelly on it, or Vaseline, whatever you like, just so the shoe goo doesn't stick so much to the tape, and the idea is it's going to remain smooth. We'll see. Alrighty, so I'll get this body and I'll wash it up, and I'll clean up those holes a little bit using a body reamer. Well, I'll get that out now. There it is. And this is the body off my old Hobau Hyper 10 Nitro, which yeah, probably seen better days. It's actually still quite new. I've only run it a few times, and yeah, it's fun. But yeah, that's for a later video. I'll probably clean the fuel out of the tank, unseize the engine, and yeah, clean it up and give it a run, hopefully. But yeah, later video. Alrighty, so I'll give this a wash, clean up those holes, and we'll go from there. So I've got the body all washed up, and I trimmed out the body mount holes. So I guess I'll start on the back first. I polished the back window, just the hood, whatever you want to call it. So we'll get going on the rear end and see how we go. Just got the body sitting on a towel here, so it's not sliding all over the bench. So what I'll do, I'll cut a bit of tape and just put it across the holes there, and then fill the inside with shoe goo. Yeah, looks good. So what I want to do, I want to pull it, you know, I'll fix it down here and then pull it tightly across the hole if I can. Pull it as tight as I can there. Idea being there's no raised area or sunken area in the hole. Yeah, it feels alright. Now I didn't bother with the idea of the petroleum jelly. I thought it's just going to get messy and it might stop the shoe goo from sealing against the edge of the hole, so I gave that idea up. So I figure I'll start on the rear ones first because they're going to have a sticker over them anyway. It's the front ones I need to be careful with, so I'll just use these ones for a bit of practice. And I've got a little air bubble there. Oh well, that'll be alright. Alrighty, that'll do us, I think. Now, open up the shoe goo. And I was going to use a stick or something to put it in there, but I don't think I'll bother. I'll just squirt it in the hole and see how we go. Kind of dab it in there a bit, make sure it gets into all the little crevices. Actually, that is kind of messy. Alrighty, now try and smooth it out a bit. I'll just use a bit of leftover tape, make a little applicator or something out of it. Just trying to fill the hole without spreading it around too much. Now I'll let that dry a little bit, and then I might come in with a bit of acetone and wipe it over a bit, try and smooth it out a bit more. I'll let it do the initial curing first and we'll go from there. So what I did here, I've just wet my finger and, you know, poked it all down. Not poking so hard that it's going to leave a bubble on the outside, I hope. Anyway, so I'll hit that with a bit of heat just to get it going. Looks like there's a bit of a bubble in that one. Anyway, yeah, it's probably not going to be perfect. I know they're still going to be visible. As I say, the back window won't matter. I'll find some stickers to put on there. The front one on here, yeah, you know, it might be a bit of a problem. Yeah, you're always going to see something, but trying to make it as least visible as possible. Okay, here we are the following day, and it looks okay. I think it's dried. Now I did notice one problem. I think I might have pulled the tape too tight. You might notice there's raised edges right through the center. That kind of sucks. But I'm thinking that's just because I pulled the tape so tight. I think it might have pulled the body in a little bit and made that little crease. Maybe we can sand that off, I don't know. But yeah, on the back it probably doesn't matter because I'll have stickers over it. On the front, I'll be careful not to pull it so tight, and I'll probably do a couple of layers of tape each way to make it stronger and less likely to make a bubble or a crease. Anyway, I'll heat this up a little bit with the heat gun and pull the tape off. Reason why I'm heating it up, just to loosen the glue a little bit on the tape, and hopefully it won't pull the shoe goo out of the hole. I think I might give it a little bit more. This tape's pretty strong. Well, there's one. course, it's left a whole lot of tape residue there. I'll have to get that off, but yeah, our holes are filled. Yeah, you got to get all that sticky stuff off now. It's not perfectly flat. I can see a bit of an edge, especially on the inside of this one at the top. Well, certainly better than having holes in the back. So what I'll do with this, I'll clean it off, and it's going to be a bit tricky, but I'll get a bit of the smoke colour and blow it over the top on the inside, and hopefully it'll make those things almost disappear. Almost. Alright, so there it is. That's how it looks now. I cleaned the tape residue off, but I did make a very bad mistake. I started to clean this one with acetone. I forgot all about acetone, and polycarb doesn't really work together, so it's got a kind of a rough patch there. I'll try to polish that out later, but I think it's there to stay. So this side I just used lacquer thinner, some Tamiya lacquer thinner. Alright, so I've got some PS31. So I'm just going to spray a bit of that into the lid and then tip it into the airbrush. And then I'll spray just on those bits. I'm not going to cover the whole window because it'll end up, you know, this bit's still always going to be lighter and so on. It's just going to come up patchy. So I'm just going to do little circles in there and call it done. And that's it. It's about all we need. So we'll give it a go. That'll probably do, just so it matches. Again, doesn't look perfect, but you know, a new body would be perfect, but we're doing what we can. Now I'll move on to the front ones, get some tape on there, and like I said, I'll probably do like a cross pattern on each one or something, and double the tape up so it doesn't get a raised edge like the back ones have. Well, that's the plan anyway. So I'm not going to pull it so tight though on this one. As I say, this tape's quite thick, so probably no need to stretch it out. It might just sit straight on its own. Well, hoping anyway. That one feels a little bit lower. Oh well. Again, it's not going to be perfect. Put an extra one on that side. Feels reasonably flat. This one could have a dip in it. Not going to worry too much. Alrighty, we'll get some goo on it. Now I can be a little bit messier with this one because the body's painted. On the rear with the tinting, had to be a bit more careful. I'll just lick my finger and spread it around a bit. Now one thing I forgot to do, I'll have to cut some little bits of polycarb to go over that because the magnets are going to sit right there and there won't be a great deal to hold on to, so we'll get onto that. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is I've got the first layer of shoe goo on just to fill the hole. So what I'll do then, I'll come in and I'll hit it with some black, you know, just so it looks all black like the bonnet. Then I'll put another layer of shoe goo on, stick these in, over the holes just to give it more support, and then later on I can go and glue the magnets on for the body mounts. Alrighty, I've given the shoe goo here a bit of time to dry. I've got some Tamiya PS5 in the airbrush. I just again sprayed it into the lid, tip it into the airbrush. Now I'll give it a couple of coats before I go and stick these pieces on that I cut off another body. Alrighty, so I'll let that one dry and probably give it 2 or 3 coats. Then I don't think it's going to be perfect on the front. There's a couple of little bubbles in it and whatnot. As long as it looks reasonable, I'll be happy with it. Just to speed it up, I'll hit it with a gun. Bit of heat on there. Alrighty, second coat. Get a bit of spider webbing here. That's the the paint's basically drying as it comes out the airbrush. Third coat. It's not real smooth. It's a bit lumpy, but at least it's black. Shoe goo I found isn't very clear. It's you know, it's not perfectly crystal clear, but oh well, it'll be fine, I think. So I'll let that dry for 10 minutes or so, and then I'll put some shoe goo down there and put my other pieces on top, and we'll be good to go. Okay, the paint's all dry, so now I can stick on my little polycarbonate pieces, and I'll probably actually put them that way, I think. So I'll just bang a bit of shoe goo down on there and stick them on. Alrighty, so I'll do this side first. Then I'll push them down and slide them around. I want it pretty low. I don't want it sticking up at all. And if there's too much shoe goo, it's going to be thicker and the body's going to sit higher once the magnets are on. Bang this one on. Now again, I'll just wet my finger and try and flatten it out around the edges so there's no bits sticking up. And that'll do. Once that's dry, we can treat it like an ordinary body and glue the magnets on. Alrighty, moving on. So that's it, guys. It's all done. I've got it on there now with the shoe goo on the magnets, so waiting for that to dry, and then that'll be it. It'll be done. I looked for a sticker for the rear window to cover up the marks on the back there. Didn't find anything I liked, but in looking, I found a few things for this body that I never put on, like the decal sheet. But yeah, there's nothing on there that I really want to put on the back window, so I'll keep looking. And I found my piece of stainless steel for the mesh in the grill. This body I've had for about 20 years. So yeah, these have been stashed in a drawer and I just found them. So anyway, it's not perfect, but as you noticed on the front, the holes are a little bit dipped in because there was air bubbles in there. I thought about making a polycarbonate applicator thing, same thing you do with bog on a car. I was going to put a bit of shoe goo on the top and, you know, rub it down there, make it all smooth, but I think it'll leave marks all over the polycarbonate. It's just too sticky, so I'm not going to worry about it. I guess next time I'll just be more careful, make sure there's no air bubbles. Unless I find another better way in the meantime. If you know a better way, leave it in the comments, that'd be great. So that's it. I'm pretty happy with it. So yeah, this car I'll put it in a future video. As I say, I'll unseize the engine and all that kind of gear and clean it up, get some new wheels because these have got a bit of road rash on them. And yeah, we'll get it out for a run. Be good to see a nitro going again. Haven't run one for many years. So that's it. That's about all you need to do is get some tape and some shoe goo and you can fill the holes in your body. Alrighty, if you're new here, subscribe, that'd be awesome. Leave a thumb up if you liked the video, and see you next time.